Celtic crash out the Champions League with a very disappointing defeat here at Parkhead. 2-0. RB Leipzig pumped Celtic, but it could have been different on a different night.
Well, technically they're not at the Champions League just yet.
They're out of Europe. The Nomads have shown up and laid waste to Celtic. It's done.
Wait, they're at the Champions League, my bad. Mathematically, yeah, they can no longer go through, guys. So, they're fucked.
Really?
Yeah, because I forgot, because Shakhtar Donetsk play Leipzig, even if maximum points Celtic gets 7. If Shakhtar win, they would go into like 8 or whatever, and then if Leipzig get a draw, they'd go into 7, and Celtic can't finish ahead of Leipzig due to head-to-head. So regardless of what happened, no matter what,
even
if Celtic win the last 2 games, no matter the result in the Leipzig Shakhtar Donetsk game, one of those teams will be guaranteed to finish above Celtic. So yeah, Celtic are out, guys. Ange Postecoglou going to improve the team in Europe. I'm going to do this, going to do that. Scottish football is great. Coefficient's great. Scottish teams are going to be hard to beat. Scottish teams are going to impress this year. Well, it hasn't really panned out that way.
It fell flat on its face big time.
All we have. I mean, there was a couple. Let's be real, right? The biggest moment was probably the first fucking moment, really, the first real moment. Dundee United beating ASR Alkmaar. Since that night, for Scottish football, it's been down the fucking toilet.
I thought you were going to be on about the Maeda chance here that he missed it like 10 seconds into the match.
Fuck Maeda, right? The guy's good, I like him. He's fast, big engine, presses close to down, all that good stuff.
His technical ability is not like Chris Benoit.
He's not a finisher. No, he's definitely not.
No, Chris Benoit was a finisher.
See if Maeda could finish like Cholak, man, he'd be the fucking best player in the world. But he can't. And I'm just not convinced. People will say, well, we didn't have Jota the night. I haven't seen Jota take his chances in the first. He scored last week, right? But let's be real, couldn't miss that. I'm just not convinced Celtic would have won the night if they had Jota and McGregor. And that's not me saying that Celtic were shite. They just cannot seem to score. Can't take their chances. I mean, how many clear-cut opportunities did they have? Quite a lot, actually. And they just couldn't put the ball in the back.
Jota and McGregor changes nothing tonight. For the simple fact is, this is a string of consistency with Celtic in Europe this season. They can't finish their dinner. Albeit Jota scored the goal, right? Whoop-de-doo. Who scored the goal against Shakhtar? It was an own goal, actually. It was an own goal. So there you go. And Shakhtar Donetsk, I believe there was a stat earlier I read, right? When they scored the goal, they score 7 goals out of 10 shots on target.
Now, what a Celtic score. I would like to see Celtic stat.
And considering Celtic scored one that was an own goal that was actually off target, that says they've scored 1 legit goal. I'd say Celtic have had at least 20 shots on target in the Champions League this season.
Yeah, I'd say that.
At least.
Easily, yeah.
And it's just not good enough. Like, we can talk about how Ange has improved this team, definitely. But in terms of how they were playing last year in Europe, like you said, you saw them ripped by a Leverkusen to shreds. They ripped the Real Betis to shreds.
They couldn't score in that game either.
Yeah, like, albeit they're playing against...
I mean, it was probably the worst 4-0 defeat I've ever seen.
No, if we're being honest, Bayer Leverkusen and Leipzig are similar level teams.
Yeah.
Shakhtar Donetsk and Real Betis are similar level teams.
Yep.
Ferencváros and Real Madrid, similar level team. No, right, that's the one ripping the piss, right? So, apart from 45 minutes against Real Madrid... Apart from 45 minutes against Real Madrid, is this Celtic team truly went forward in Europe this season? I don't see it. I said at the start, Celtic won't... I could see Celtic not picking up a point, albeit they've picked up a point. And you know what? I'm going to say this right here. Celtic could very easily be sitting with 4 wins for 4. But they're not.
I would say very easily. In
a different world, they could be. They could be. If they took their chances, Celtic could be sitting with like 10 points, 8 points, instead they're sitting with 1.
I think if Celtic had anywhere from I would say 4 to 7 points at this stage would be a bit fair. But instead they're sitting with 1, so it is what it is. Still got a chance, so we're not going to talk about all the chances because there's a lot to talk about. Well, we'll talk about the goals.
No, let's talk about the one chance, man. Who hits the post? Hits the post.
And then hits the crossbar.
Flicks up for Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor was actually pretty good, but he was great, but he was shy at the same time. He was so involved with the match, but
typical Greg Taylor.
Yeah, it really was. Kyogo, I think, was shite. Made so many pish passes, but in terms of the Leipzig goals, I mean, Leipzig had a few great chances. Joe Hart, great saves, mega quotation marks. I don't know if they were. He saved a few with his ass, right? Fair play, he did. But did he save the first or second goal for Leipzig? No, and they're really all that mattered. That's what's fucked Celtic today. The first goal is Timo Werner. It's too easy in my opinion. He just glides the header into the top right hand corner, and I think was it after this you've got Giamakis with a chance at the back post. Could have been a penalty, but nah, it's not a penalty for me. They're kind of both grabbing at each other. Once Giamakis knows he can't hit the ball, he goes down. That's what it looks like to me. And then the second chance, Emil Forsberg, ball played into him. He's just giving far too much time, just fucking buries it. Celtic, and then a chance after this again for Giamakis. He doesn't hit it first time.
Takes a touch, chance is gone, closed down, blocked, good night.
And I honestly think it is fucking insane that we are sitting here with Rangers having the best chance that the Scottish teams are going through. The team that couldn't even buy a goal, let alone a point.
It's not looking good for Rangers, but funnily enough, it's looking a lot better for them than it is for anyone else.
And anyway, guys, that is about the millionth time we'll call a Team Scotland shame. Celtic, I mean, I'm sorry, right? 5-1 against Leipzig. Is it really good enough? 5-1 across 2 games.
Aye, but come on here. I don't give a fuck. It's not like Celtic. It's not like it's deserved 5-1. I mean, Rangers losing to Ajax 4-0. Horrific performance, right? I'm not going to sit here. Celtic have played well in all 4 games, right? Maybe not over 90 minutes, but they've played well enough in enough periods of the games, in my opinion, to get results from every game they've played in so far.
Well, I've already said they could have got 12 points. I'm not denying that.
Well, I'd say 12 points this.
Let's just see if we're going to talk about Celtic's missed chances in this. What about Leipzig in both games? Leipzig could have scored way more.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying you're saying 12 points. I'm not saying Celtic should have 12 points. I think a fair amount would be about 4 to 7. Any combination of that.
All that matters is last year Rangers 3, Leipzig 2 over 2 games. That's all that matters.
Well, Rangers can still get 9 points.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
We'll see tomorrow if Big Stevie's singing. Hopefully Scotland can do it against England tomorrow. We won't do a match preview, so I mean Celtic are pissed. So thoughts on the Rangers Liverpool as we end this wee review. Can Rangers go for it? I went for 2 each. What are you going for?
What the fucking 1-0 Rangers? There you go. Boom.
Who's Kolak?
Aye.
Antonio Colak. Till next time, we Cammies on this. Cammy Hayes took my 2 goals.
I thought Cameron Fickles was great tonight, by the way. Put in a bunch of good challenges.
Did deserve to be in the losing team, did he?
No, he didn't, but you know,
he was.
Life sucks and then you die. Or in this case, life sucks, then you lose.
And then you touch kids. Good night.